Well, hello. Your hyoid bone is present in both uh, male-born and female-born bodies, regardless of how they develop. It's right, right here, and it is a bone that is important for the use of your larynx or your voice box, as well as your swallowing muscles. And it's also the Jeffrey Epstein bone. That's what I call it anyway. Um, in August of 2019, when Jeffrey Epstein was suicided slash, I don't know, we'll get into that. Um, Supposedly there were so many fishy factors with all of that, but supposedly, excuse me, pardon me, he had a sheet. And the whole story was he had hung himself with a sheet. Well, it doesn't make sense because the autopsy of the body that was found in his cell had their hyoid bone broken. The hyoid bone is lower down, and it's a pretty tough bone, and it takes a fair amount of pressure to break that bone. When somebody hangs themselves with a sheet, it's going to be higher up on the neck, and it's going to rest above that hyoid bone, and it's not going to break that bone. Um, and so anytime you see in an autopsy that the hyoid bone has been broken, I mean, the most likely scenario is their windpipe was crushed, whether by strangulation or some other force. And so I remember that really standing out in 2019 and thinking this is all very fishy because a narcissist to that degree, I mean, total psychopath, Jeffrey Epstein, but malignant narcissist to like the nth degree, like would not suicide off themselves. They wouldn't do that. That's not. They just wouldn't because they think they're so fantastic, and so great, and so important to the population. All the breeding of himself that he was doing. He thought he was so important to society. There's no way they would off themselves. And so in 2019, when all this came out, my first thought was, oh, it wasn't a offing of himself. He was, taken out. But then now I'm realizing with the images that have come out online, he's in Israel. He's doing his thing. He's in the Louvre. He's having a good time. Uh, it was a body double. Like there's pictures of this body that is supposedly Epstein, and you match the nose up to him in life. Let me tell you something. Your nose, there you have these two bones here, they're the nasal bones. And then the rest of this is cartilage. In the event of your passing, this is not going to change shape. Sometimes when particularly old men, the cartilage will continue to grow and they get that bulbous nose, but that's a long-term progression. You're not going to just go from having a nose that's a certain shape and then dying and having that be different. That doesn't happen. That's just not how cartilage works. And so these autopsy videos of the supposed Jeffrey Epstein with a nose a certain way, and then you compare it to his nose, they're very different. So we have a very interesting conspiracy. Oh boy, conspiracy. That word has been used for so much fun over the years. Conspiracy, to conspire. A group of people coming up with a idea that deviates from a group's idea of what's happening. What's a conspiracy theory? People theorizing that that's happening about a certain scenario. What a mess, guys. But people are waking up, and that I'm actually really grateful for. But I don't think Epstein died. I really don't. And I don't think Ghislaine has been imprisoned. And we need to stay on our toes with the rest of them. You know, like look at the pictures of this body that's supposed to be Epstein in the autopsy, and then look at his face. They're totally different.